Hey everybody, Juice here, your host of all the battle reports here at the Long War, where we always keep it icy. Big special shout out and thanks to our Long War veterans. We actually don't do this without you. If you haven't already, head on over to longwar.net and become a veteran of the Long War today. To my right, your left, Daniel G, Jishwin. Bonus points for anybody without looking it up that can spell that.
Yeah, I can't even spell it.
With Fast and Ready Painting, it's in the Beats Lab. Adepticon is right around the corner, and we are getting ready for it. This will be released if you're watching this, you're a veteran, and you are getting this nice and early. If not, you might be watching this after Adepticon and lost out on some of the cool content because I will be playing my Adepticon list. You might have seen other High Fleet Lexuses, but today is the one. The reason why I say that is because this is the infamous list that will be seen at Adepticon. I've finalized everything, play tested. I still have room to make some small adjustments if needed, but let's dive into it. We have one of the best brigades I think ever there is, led by my Warlord, who is my Malanthrope. Never going to give up Warlord at Adepticon. So we've got him. We have two Kronos Tyrants with wings, okay? All Kronos is the black. We have 5 squads of 10 Termagants. As you can see, everybody make sure you do it. Each one of the gun barrels right there, as you can plainly see, black, white, blue, light blue, dark blue, and green, all visible. I have a squad of Rippers, okay? We have Meiotic Spores, a squad of 5, 2 individual Mucoloids, 12, count them, 1 squad of 6, 2 squads of 3 Hive Guard. The heavy support is rounded out by 3 individual Biovores, roughly around 1,600 points, 1,500 points. It's amazing. I love this battalion, or this brigade, 12 or 9 command points from that. I have a Supreme Command Detachment, followed by the 3 sexiest psychers in the game, my Megasis. They have all the good psychic abilities, taking over units, making units -1, making units not be able to overwatch. It's really, really sick. Also, for the 3rd and final detachment, as you can tell, he's completely different than the rest of my army. You've seen this paint scheme a little bit before. This is my Kraken Hive Tyrant. I will be taking a -1 because he's an auxiliary detachment, and I'm doing this for the sole purpose to get the relic that is -1 to hit.
Guilliman's Disco Bonanza. Guilliman's Disco Bonanza coming at you with a super heavy auxiliary detachment with Guilliman himself. And then I have a battalion with 3 squads of snipers with camo cloaks, a Talion, and a lieutenant. And then it's also got a flyer with a fire raptor, 2 dedicated transports with assault cannon Razorbacks, and then I have a spearhead detachment with 3 missile launcher squads, and Talion or Kronos, and a Razorback with 2 las cannons. Boom.
Pew pew.
Disco.
Yep, you saw it here first. High Fleet Lexus is looking good. Guilliman, so I like that. Before we talk about your list, I do want to say, man, I love having the model count. This final rendition of the list has only got like 70 bodies total. I always like to have at least 100. It's something Kenny and I always go behind now in 8th edition. We stand behind it. But almost kind of last minute, actually playing you like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I just finally made the decision that the neophytes that you've seen over the last couple battle reports and I've been playing and stuff, I like the bodies and it gave me my body count I wanted, but the actual what they did in the game wasn't anything. Now I get that extra Magus to take over something or make something else -1 or pop up by himself. I also get my 3rd Hive Tyrant. I've moved everything around, dropped some of the things. Having 3 Tyrants on top of the fire base that I have, the protection unit of that Malanthrope, I mean, I've got the makings of a solid one.
So, you can take over things?
It is a real thing.
You didn't put the Fire Raptor in your list?
No. I'm going to plan on taking over yours. So speaking of, you have a Fire Raptor Guilliman. I enjoy both those. This is actually something that you'll see in a lot of tournaments. A lot of Adepticon tournaments. You're going to go to every RTT, every major, every GT, every level of the game, and you're going to see some form of Guilliman, Devastators, Razorbacks, fam, You know, this list has kind of got all
Kind
of
of
it. The
a
Fire Raptor.
conglomerate.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
this has got all the little extras in it. It's got the bonuses of that banner. So where when somebody dies, now your banner that you have, are people come back on a 4? Or?
It's on a 3-up. It's
okay.
the relic one.
So cool. So you know, this is a alpha. I call it Alpha Strike shooting army. Because if I go second, it's gonna hurt. This list wants to. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, some of the Wobbly Modeler team went to an event, Austin and Kelsey, and they both lost to the same list. That was very similar to this, where it had Guilliman and like 7 assault backs.
You can't really go wrong with that.
You know, it's a cut and paste firepower, fire-based list. Not saying that it's bad, not saying anybody who plays it's bad. Just this is in 8th edition. When I think firepower and I think blue guys, I think this version, this rendition. You have the obligatory scouts to pop up in a tournament. When you're watching this, guys, if you're coming to a Adepticon or any event, know that you will face, 40% of the board will look like a fire base, kind of like this. So
I think the only thing it actually lacks is bodies, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's the only problem, is it doesn't have anything to screen.
And that's kind of, to be honest, because of the transports, that's kind of where you make up for it, because you don't really have that the capabilities of getting them unless, like you spoke of before, you throw in that guard battalion or anything like that. But that's kind of tough to do because you take that guard for grand strategist, right? And you don't need the command point, the CP manipulation, because you've got the G-man. You know, so it's kind of that double edge on how far do you want to go, and you don't want to break losing your chapter tactics and traits and whatnot. But so either way, this is going to be lining up to be a good one. So we're going to be using Adepticon mission. We're going to be using their Adepticon tertiaries, where we have to pick 5. Okay, we're going to go over those here in just a little bit on what we're going to pick, and it's rolling for a table. Deployment zones, deployment type, and progressive objectives.
Yep.
So we know it's progressive objectives, as we talked about, and whatnot, but it's time to go over, let's spend a few minutes and talk about, out of the 8 or 9 different tertiaries. So it's not just like Slay the Warlord, First Blood, and Linebreaker. You got to pick 5 out of like this list of 8 or 9.
Yeah, and it's not easy.
And it ain't easy shit.
Yeah.
No sir at all. Like it's not even like gimmies, you know. Like First Blood isn't even a thing. It's solo blood. You kill a unit in the same turn in which your opponent doesn't kill any or something, you know, like in a subsequent turn to this. It's like some hard shit. So what a lot of people are saying, if you haven't already heard, like 3, most armies give you a solid 3 or 4, maybe even 4 is a little bit much, but 3 that are pretty obtainable.
Yeah.
Buys turns 1 or 2 or 3. But those last 2 are pains in the ass.
Yeah.
And so I'll go first. I have changed. I really want one of my Hive Tyrants to be my Warlord. That's what I want. It would make me the happiest because Nids have some of the best Warlord traits. If I'm one of my Hive Tyrants, if I'm playing Alatok, I'm just going to say, you know, or Alpha Legion, I'm like, hey, his 24 shots, he never takes -6 to hit for shooting. Bypass your
Seems
shit,
pretty good.
right? Or like if I'm going up against, I know like some heavy hitting damage either in close combat or firepower, I'm going to say, you know what, after I take my first wound, all the damage after there is at by -1. So that guy could be -1 to hit, 4 up invulnerable, 5 up feel no pain, and -1 damage. You kidding me? You know, I mean, they just keep going. So it's really solid. But for Adepticon, I am not playing around. I'm not giving up Warlord. If I had Warlord, if one of my Hive Tyrants was Warlord, would you just not take it every time? You're like, I'm going to kill a Hive Tyrant.
Every time.
I'll kill 3 Hive Tyrants. You know, if that's what it was. So the Malanthrope will always be my Warlord for Adepticon. I'm just foregoing some of those cool traits on that offensive unit like that, and just basically go Synapses or Linchpin. Synapse Linchpin. Either way. So mine are going to be Mark for Death, Vanguard. I'm sorry, I'm quasi-blind right now. Fire for Effect, Big Game Hunter, and Big Game Hunter. So, and lead from the back. Normally, I speak very well.
I could just pretend I'm you and read them off next time.
That's probably what we should do. So, one more time, lead from the back. Great one for me on my list, because now that I'm just making the conscious decision that my Warlord is always going to be the Malanthrope, guess where he is?
In the front?
In the back. So fire for effect is going to be a pretty easy one for me every turn because that's what my army does. I shoot a shit ton of shots. Mark for death 3 units. I love the fact, great job, Adepticon, for realizing that mark for death needs to be more than 1 unit.
Yeah.
You know, you might as well just get that unit off the board. 3 units is a challenge, but I will definitely mark for death 3 units that I think that I can get, and I'm going to try to get all of them in 1 turn.
And to be honest, those first 3 that you mentioned are probably some of the easier ones to get for most armies.
For most, and let's put in the 4th, for most armies, everybody's bringing in units on turn 3, turn 2. Vanguard. Have a unit at the start of your turn wholly within your opponent's deployment zone. Got to do that. My army has 7 units that'll come in on turn 1 or 2, with an 8th unit sometimes that won't come in until turn 3, the Rippers. And then lastly, Big Game Hunter. I feel so confident going into every game looking at these like, are you kidding me? Like, and I still have Slay the Warlord out there that I could throw in instead of Fire for Effect or Big Game Hunter or something. I still have Linebreaker that I feel very confident every game that I can get. So I am happy for out of this list, this army that I've created and the guys have helped me build, you know, have come to this. So either way, Daniel?
Yeah, so I chose around the same lines as you did, talking about how it's easier to do some. I did Mark for Death, chose 3 Hormagaunts? Termagants. I get them confused. They're Gaunts. And so they're easy to kill, especially with all the firepower. And then Fire for Effect for
Your shooting army.
The same reason, shooting army. Lead from the back because, again, gun line shooting army.
You know what? Guilliman has every capability, probably the best capabilities of smiting someone with his sword.
Yes.
You know, but
it is
he does it from the back.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of those like, you get near me, I'm gonna handle you, but if not, I'm gonna just let my dudes around me handle you.
Yeah. Well, why when you're the boss?
That's right.
And then I got Linebreaker, which, you know, I figured with the Fire Raptors and the Scouts, you got kind of, I mean, you probably kill the Fire Raptor, you got a little bit more, but the Scouts are a little bit less important.
Dude,
so I can kind of wiggle them into one of the...
It's actually a really good thing you say that. I have 10-man units, and to be honest, there's the footprint, especially because I like stringing them out, is so big that you can pretty much always see them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just hide 1, 2, 3, 4 models.
People forget.
Yeah.
Even when you're... I mean, I forgot sometimes.
Yeah.
Just with leaving units there. And then Vanguard as
It's
well.
kind of like
having a whole
auto.
unit. Yeah, it's
actually the single easiest one. All you gotta do is start a turn. It ain't at the end of the game. It's just start a turn with a unit in your deployment zone.
It should be pretty easy. Just drop, you know, a couple, 2 or 3 units over there if you can, and then most cases they're not going to be able to.
That's right. And especially from shooting armies, again, I have got to deal with his firepower and not necessarily with the stupid scouts that I'm worried about getting a command point. I want to worry about getting rid of the missiles.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, now we know why and what we chose for our tertiaries. So, time to roll some dice and get these models into play. Veterans, we have made shit happen. We have already rolled off 1 set of dice. I won the roll, so I was able to place the first objective. So that's where all the objective placement are. We did randomly determine, as for Adepticon does, for mission deployment zones. So we rolled, and it's table quarters. And I picked my own table quarter, which is right in this region. Okay, and then Daniel will be putting down his first unit. So we'll go ahead and deploy and get at it. Daniel, everybody has been deployed. Because of the fact I have just a few more units than you, I believe. You're gonna be getting the +1 to go first. So let's see what that happens. That's a good old tie. Let's try it again.
More.
So you have done it. I now am going to try to seize the initiative.
Not gonna happen.
No, it did not. So now that we know, after both sides have deployed, but before the first battle round, I get to put out my Meotic Spores. So I already know that I'm not going first. I play a whole lot different. If I know that I am going to go first, I'll be aggressive and bubble wrapping, destroy that vehicle. But now that I know that I'm not, I'm just going to go ahead and mosey on back to my side of the table. The Meotic Spores have decided to come huddle up next to their buddy. Say, no, keep me away. So, Daniel, good luck.
Bro. Alright, so turn 1, Guilliman's Disco. The big thing with Adepticon is to do progressive objectives, and because he's got so many more models than I do, I'm going to try to jump out on him first as many as possible since I got all the scouts huddled around everywhere. And then you have the 5 missions that you pick, or objectives that you pick. One that I'm going to go for is lead from the back. Guilliman's going to hold this objective, so that's pretty much a shoe-in for me. And then fire for effect, I'm going to kill 3 units. And then also...
the 3 that you marked?
Yeah, the 3 that I marked.
3 Termagant units.
Yeah, so Termagant units, I'm going to try to kill them as well. So I'm going to try to get a lot done in the first turn. Guilliman adds a lot of fire support to the army. I got the Fire Raptor.
You need to try to get it while you can.
Yes.
While they're still on the board.
Because I don't know if y'all know this, but
they put in work.
Is annoying. Yeah.
Let's see what you can do.
All right. So we're going to start off, we're going to take out some of his firepower with our firepower. It's a lot easier because I get to reroll a hit and reroll a wound. So all these missile launchers are going to try to go into those Hive Guard.
Yep, and I've got my 6-man squad here. So let's do it one at a time. Who's your what dev squad's up first?
All right, so first this dev squad's going to go into this Hive Guard
squad of 3.
So hitting on 3s or hitting on 4s because you have your dude brother. So hitting on 4s, re-rolling, but I don't re-roll the 3s.
Re-rolling 1s and 2s. Yeah. Luckily, you roll 1s and 2s. Yay!
So both those miss, and then strength 8 against toughness 6.
Yes, toughness 5.
Toughness 5,
3s.
so 3s. And re-rolling a wound because of Guilliman. So 2 wounds and -3.
I'm not getting any save. I wish I was. If you'll roll these one at a time, and let's hope the first one is only a 1 or a 2.
Okay, so it's a 6. Or 5, that works too.
All right, Vape's one of them.
And then the next one is a 6.
He going 2.
Alright. So I'm going to use my Cherub in the Devastator squad, and then the Sergeant's going to give that Devastator +1 to hit, so I'll be hitting on 2s. Because he's -1 to hit though, I'll only re-roll the 1s. So can't re-roll that because I missed. So.
Yay! Small miracles.
Yeah, you know, it happens.
Luckily,
you have 10 left.
So plenty more to go.
So we'll start with the next squad, going into
next squad of
3.
Green dice hits
Green
on
dice
2s.
hits on 2s. Can't re-roll it because of the -1, so that's just a miss. And then winning on 3s. Re-rolling because of Guilliman. Still doesn't win. And then you still don't get a save.
Yep.
So.
Yep, that's 2 gone. So I have 2 individual squads of 1 left.
And then we have the Holy Cherub. I get to re-roll this.
Yes, you do.
And do another 1. So
man, cherubs are my friends right now.
We killed 2 out of each squad, so now we're gonna split this last Devastator squad. 2 are gonna go here, and 2 are gonna go here. So the first 2 closest to Juice.
Yep.
The green dice hitting on a 2. So both hit. Need 3s to wounds. 2 wounds. So it's only 1 model, so I'll roll these both at the same time. And I think 8 damage will do it.
Just enough.
And then the next guy, re-rolling both of these. 1 hit, 3 to wound, re-rolling the wound.
Come on.
Wounds.
Oh, give me a 2!
Alright, so we got rid of those squads pretty easy. So we're going to use the Cherub, and it's going to go into the 6-man squad of Hive Guard. Still hitting on 2s. Well, it missed because of the -1. So, and I can't re-roll this because it's a natural hit. Alright, so now that the missile launchers did their thing, we're going to shoot with the Fire Raptor. The Avenger Heavy Bolters, or the Avenger Mega Cannon, and the Hell Strikes are going to go into these, try to finish off that squad.
Last squad Hive Guard.
And then the Quad Heavy Bolters are going to go into that back marked squad.
And just so everybody at home know, dark blue, green, and white are the 3 that he did mark.
That's right. And then luckily, so I kept him back here, and then moved him up as 20 so I could keep him within 6 of Guilliman, so I'll get to reroll this turn.
40k, good you are.
You know? Hey. So the Avenger Bolter gets 10 shots, hitting on 3s, or 4s, excuse me.
4s. You don't get to reroll
Don't get to reroll these. Wow, okay. Strength 6, toughness 5, so 3s. 4 wounds at -1,
right?
Yeah, 2 damage.
So we are 4 5-up saves. 2 damage each.
So, yep.
One whole guy is gone.
So we got 1 with that. Now we're going to do the Hellstrike missiles. So same thing, hitting on 4s, can't reroll the 3s. So can't reroll that one. 2 hits, strength 8, so 1 on 3s. 2 at -3.
-3, can't do anything about.
Okay, so D6 for the first one. I'll command point that.
Okay.
2. And then the second one, doesn't matter, it'll kill him off anyway.
Yep, and
then see if I get my
you get it
command
back.
point back on a 5. No.
See if I get your command point back. I don't, because I don't have that.
Yeah, no, because you're stupid bugs, but it's okay. So we're gonna try to take care of this annoying guy right here. You know, to make things quicker, we're just gonna roll all the snipers at the same time. This squad moved, so they're gonna be the black dice. They're gonna be hitting on 5s, -1 for movement, and then -1 for him. These 2 squads are going to be hitting on 4s, and then Talion's going to be hitting on 3s. So green for him.
And just so for anybody while you're rolling, you can go right ahead. Talion has given this unit a +1, okay? And they did move, so that's why it's back to 3s instead of 4s for them as well. And also, while he's figuring out what hits and misses, we didn't even worry about showing those last 24 bolter shots. They just completely nuked the 10-man unit, so he was able to get that fire for effect.
Oh, yeah. So 2 mortal wounds plus armor saves, and then that'll be it. Because these are strength 4, I'm pretty sure he's higher.
Toughness 5.
Yeah. So just 2 mortal wounds and 2 armor saves.
2 armor saves.
So just takes the mortal wounds. It's working on him. Pretty good turn for Guilliman's Disco Party. Got 3 units off the board, so that gets fire for effect. And then my 3 targeted units, or marked for death, I got them down to 2. Killed the one over there. I still got to work on them a little bit. And then I'm looking pretty good for progressive objectives. I'm controlling 4 out of the 6 of them right now, I believe. Yeah, 4 out of the 6 of them. So
I'm just going to go ahead and concede here. Good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Psych!
Now we got to deal with, I think it's 1 Hive Tyrant, right?
Yep.
Makes me feel good. All right, 1 Hive Tyrant coming in.
Lost a lot of Hive Guard this turn. Adepticon, from what we understand now, is not running ITC, considering line of sight blocking for ruins is a thing and whatnot, so I didn't even care about putting them out. They are seeable, so there they are. Having 4 is still in 1 unit is still a solid number, and it's time to get everybody into position as well. Use all my stratagems to get bodies where I need them, and then bring in those 3 Hive Tyrants. So in the movement phase, I started moving my models. Again, we normally don't need to show you guys everything, but one thing we wanted to bring in on this one. So I roll my advances, and I think, and I put my dice down, and it takes me 2 seconds, and then I go. So I did it with this one, and I looked around, and I knew before I rolled the dice, I was looking for a 4 or higher, and if I would immediately enact Metabolic Overdrive. So that means that I get to move and advance again with this unit. So I have 10 total models in that unit. Any rolls of a 1, they're going to take a mortal wound. I have 1 guy bites the dust. This means I get to now move this unit, move and advance again. As per the FAQ, if you roll to advance, you don't roll the dice variable again. You take the result that is rolled. That's why I always put the dice down to make sure that my opponent, I don't say, oh, I rolled a 5, and he's like, no, you didn't. You know, so again, anybody who tries to use this, always make sure you keep your dice around a little bit longer. So they just moved a total of 11 inches. They get to move 11 more. And again, watch what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the pro tips. I'm going to my objective. I get within 3 inches, so I'm just going to go ahead and add 3 to 11. That model is within 14. I am objective secured. I will be able to take over that objective from him. He will not be able to get it. And I did all that. I didn't move 11 and fumble, screw myself one way or the other. Always pre-measure if you have the opportunity. Into the movement phase, it is time to drop in my army. So being over the 9 inches, here we go. So the first Hive Tyrant model that I will put down will be my Kraken with that -1 to hit. Make sure he doesn't fall there. Okay. Looking up some stuff on the stratagems to allow the Space Marine guys to basically overwatch. So while we're looking that up, I'm just going to continue to put down some another Hive Tyrant. Again, the 9 inches away. And kind of create a fire base back here.
So I'm going to spend a stratagem to do Auspic Scan, because Juice lied to me. He told me 1. Now there's all of a sudden 3 giant bugs behind me. This unit of Devastators is going to shoot at this guy. So, same. He's going to give one of them +1 Bliss skill. But it's already a -1 because of the stratagem. So they'll all be hitting on 4s, 1 will be hitting on 3s. And then I still get to reroll because of Guilliman.
See it. That's good.
So,
get rid of the 3s.
Can't reroll one. Reroll this one. Uh-oh. And then 3 to win.
4 invulnerable.
D6 damage.
3.
3. Yep, 3.
And then you burned a stratagem?
Also, so see if I get my command point back, and I do.
My first Magus. See what his result is. 3. A 3. I don't really care for that. Command point reroll. Okay. I'll put him out. Next one. 5. Thank the stars. He's up. The first 2 Maguses are up. The last one. I have no ability to reroll this. Daniel, pick 2 sides.
He's the one with the -1, right?
He is the -1. The other 2 are the I take your plane over.
Yeah, so we'll go this side and that side.
Okay.
Try to keep him away
So
from
1,
this
2,
stuff.
3 is the short.
So it's
He is on the short side. So he's going to come in. Got to be 9 inches away. He's going to come in something like that.
It's too bad I don't have 200 orc models.
That was definitely something. Just as a quick disclaimer, when you roll 1s like that on Genius Hero Cult against armies that have 200 models and they have 2 of the table edges covered,
Yeah. It's a good day.
shit just dies.
Yeah.
The Magus that got in, the one that I needed. Here we go. So we're going to cast, I take over your unit, your model. I am looking, I apologize, I can't remember the exact name of it. It goes off on a 7. I will command point reroll this. I do have an 8. So it goes off now, so that's my command point gone for this turn. Let's hopefully roll over your leadership, which is a 8 or a 9, I'm sure. Oh, I have a 13, so good to go along that. 12, excuse me. So now, ladies and gentlemen, this Fire Raptor is mine to shoot.
It's rude.
So what to do with it? Looks like I'm just going to go ahead and start putting in work on a squad of Devastators and this Razorback, because I feel like I have enough firepower to get the other 2 squads of Devastators, which are my Mark for Death units, and my Fire for Effect. So upon further review, we had a discussion before, and I was just like, well, we don't need to take the time to look it up, and I have to admit, I don't do this very often, and so I don't know if a lot of people know this, but about to be a knowledge bomb dropped right here. Characters and shooting them, the only stipulation that it says is that you cannot target characters in the shooting phase.
Well, target them.
Target them.
Target them.
With 9 wounds or less, you cannot target them in the shooting phase. My Magus just took over this Fire Raptor. It is the psychic phase. He now, as per the rule book, and it's on page, just so everybody knows, 179, in the brown or the dark bullet there, it's topped characters, is where the rules can be found. I am now going to unload the entire Fire Raptor at Guilliman.
I mean, why not?
I don't care if it's only heavy bolters or anything else. I'm going to take every shot that I can and see if I just can't put work in on him right now. Okay, Fire Raptor. Hitting on 3s, right? Mm-hmm. So,
And you reroll.
I get to reroll. Thanks, Guilliman. I appreciate that. I get all your little buffs. And then now, wounding on
5s.
5s. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the hits now at this point and move them, since there'll be fewer of them. And reroll. Guilliman, never did you think that this would happen to you, huh? You're hurting yourself. Alright, so he's going to make that many heavy bolters. And then, Hellstrike Missile. Threes with a reroll. keep them separate. 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. This is the Avenger Gatling.
Hey, Juice, I don't
Forge.
think the Emperor approved.
He's laughing in his the Emperor is actually a patriarch. Okay, homie. So you have a bunch of 3-up invulnerables to make. Heavy Vultures.
So we have 1, 2, 3 fails. That's 3 wounds from the Heavy Vulture so far.
All right, and these are the Avengers. 3-ups. These are 2 damage each. 5. Unless you're going to command point that. You're going to save
that for the missiles. So 3s. And
oh,
we're good.
so close.
Still, though, I mean,
thanks, Guilliman,
you just
for
got
helping
to
out
shoot
that.
my fire raptor.
Use your buffs and to take to shoot your warlord. Love it.
That's rude.
So the next step, I'm not done with this fire raptor. I'm not done. My hive tyrant back here is gonna say we're gonna horror this thing. Goes off on a 6. Oh, and I've already used my command point to reroll it. So I want for everybody at home, the wombo combo is this one comes in, takes it over. My hive tyrant makes it at a -1, and the other Magus that I decided not to bring in, if he got the roll and he's close by, he can also make this unit another -1. So I can take over somebody's unit and then make it -2 to hit for it on the next turn.
After you use it.
After I already use it. Yep. Love it. So let's continue with this psychic. We're going to keep it right here. We try to cast a horror, and we're going to try to cast Catalyst on ourselves. It does go off on a 10. And then after that, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 smites. 4 smites I'm going to try to attempt, and a psychic scream. So just a bunch of offense. We'll kick it back in the shooting phase, tell you how many Marines we killed. Just a quick recap. I got 3 successful smites off and a psychic scream. Was able to kill the entire squad up here and do 3 wounds to this. But it wasn't for nothing. My Magus did take a couple wounds, and so did the Hive Tyrant from his banner. I think you were able to get 4 out of the 6 models, or 3 out of the 5. Yeah. Okay, he rolled that 3 to do some wounds back at me. Wow, what an absolute good phase so far. Time to keep shooting. So we're gonna lead up here first. Is going to come to this squad of missiles. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to take what I have to on the chin from when his units die, but they're marked, and I got to kill 3 units. So quite a few 1s and 2s. That wasn't this. Okay, and then hitting on 3s, or wounding on 3s, excuse me. So this many Space Marine power saves.
Okay. No minus, right?
No, sir.
So 3. So 1 dies, and we'll just go ahead and take the Sarge for now.
Okay.
Let's see if he shoots. He does not.
Okay. And rinse and repeat to the next Hive Tyrant. Second one. That was a little better. Well, I guess still about average. Or a little worse than. And 3s. Wow. I wish I could be making you make a few more saves.
Well, still lost 3.
3.
So the banner, see if they get to shoot again. So 2 will get to shoot. And what I'm going to do is, I know the prime target obviously is these 3 Hive Tyrants. But I think this missile launcher can see these 2 guys. And they were part of my 2 objectives, and it'll also get him off of that objective. Am I right, Juice?
Absolutely. You definitely got one of them. 1 missile launcher.
So 1 missile launcher is going to go into that Hive Tyrant, and then this missile launcher is going to go into them. So he's going to shoot frags, so D6 shots. 6 shots. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Guilliman. And then wounding on 3s. So 5 saves for him.
Great job. 5 dead. Or 2.
Alright, so that gets him off there. And then the 1 into the Hive Tyrant. So hit on a 3. Wounded on a 3. Rerolling because Big Papa. Oh, well, there you go. So those 2 die.
Last Hive Tyrant coming to the... I wanted to be able to kind of get to this guy, but I can't range him. Not with this weapons, maybe some Biovores. But, so we're going to shoot to this last unit that is all full up. Yeah, so I love the firepower. I just added a third Tyrant. I had some other options I was mealing around, but very glad that I decided to potentially go with this. Here we go.
My Devastators aren't happy.
They're not happy today. Okay, that was a little better.
2. So we'll take the Sarge, see if he gets to shoot. No, and then a missile. No.
Hive Guard are going to go into this said Fire Raptor. So, hitting on 4s. Reroll 1s. That's cock dice. That is a 1. You had to reroll it. 3 1s in a row. It was committed 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then wounding on 3s.
These are -2, correct?
-2.
So 5 ups. So take 6 down to.
No, it's D3.
Oh, I'm sorry, Juice. So 3, 4.
6. It's like you knew it.
Hey, you know, I'm psychic.
It's like you knew it. 3 Biovores coming in hot on it. So they hit on 5s, and then these are 2 misses. So I get 2 Spore Mines. Let's see what this does. 1 mortal wound. So he's taking 7 now. I will put my 2 Spore Mines out, and then it's the end of the shooting phase. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot these Hive Guard one more time. So we're gonna shoot it all at it again. Hitting on 4s, reroll 1s, and then wounding on 3s. Ooh. I think it's impossible for me to kill him now.
2. I'm gonna use a command point, Juice.
Sure, please.
Oh, and then see if I get my command point back. I do.
Man, I think you've used 4 and you've
I have
only lost
9.
1.
Yeah.
Wow. Give me 5 and 6.
That's still good.
How many wounds do you have left?
16. It's 7 so far. Plus, what's that?
This is 10.
So 10.
You have 6 left?
1. Yep.
Command point reroll. Okay, so you have you've taken 12 total wounds now.
All right, so I'm down to
4. And just so everybody knows, the reason why it was the end of the shooting phase and I went ahead and pulled the trigger on those Hive Guard twice is I used a 2-point stratagem that allows me to shoot an infantry unit more than once.
They're kind of big for infantry.
First off, my Hive Guard are conscientious about their weight.
Okay.
Please
I'm sorry.
refrain in the future from talking about the girth of that model.
Sorry, guys.
One thing that we didn't touch on, went ahead and this guy hauled ass, made his charge, rolled a 10. It was pretty glorious, and Consolidated was able to tie up this 3-man unit. 2 individual characters in that. The one guy I could not kill, staying my 3 inches away from Guilliman, so he could not come in there and heroically intervene my ass. So, but yeah, so I really like where I'm at. Kind of surrounded the board. I've got some things in play. This was a clutch move, Daniel. I plan on talking about this in the Beats Lab Battle Report breakdown. If you guys haven't already, head on over to longwar.net, become a veteran of the Long War today. Plug. But that was a very clutch move to pull me off that objective.
All right, so turn 2 for Ultramarines, Dynamite, Disco, Guilliman, Parade. Alright, so we're going to back off here because Ultramarines have a cool tactic where they can leave and they can shoot just at -1. Fire Raptor's hurting a little bit. Originally I would think I was going to send Guilliman after him, but I think I'm going to go play with both of them. And then we're going to pull all these guys off the objectives. We did get this one because we got the missile launcher. He's taken here. And then we get that one. So we're okay with objectives. We still got to push a little bit. He's got a lot of little gribblies. And then Juicy got some stuff in reserve still too, right?
Yep.
So we got to worry about that. But we'll try to take care of some of the board control and take it back for the Ultramarines. So this Razorback's going to shoot into these Hormigons? Termagants. What's...
1 shooting, 1's close combat. You are still at a -1 to hit. So, hitting...
-1 to hit for... Oh, because... So I'm hitting on 5s then. Because I moved. And then when you're on 2s...
Killing on 2s.
2. That didn't go as planned. We will head over to the Fire Raptor real quick since we're here. So we're going to unload all the heavy bolters into this squad.
Okay.
And then we're going to do Avengers and missiles into them because they're kind of... The spores are annoying, but they have more firepower. After they do what they do, they're dead. So we'll do that. So 10 shots with the Avenger, and he is pretty hurt, so he's hitting on 4s, and then your -1 still correct. So
yes, sir.
On 5s. So 3 hits, strength 6, winning on 3s. That's 3 at -1.
3 -1. I have 5 up saves. So again, another whole one.
Yep. And then next, the Hellstrike missiles into the same target. So same, hitting on 5s. 2 hits, it's good, I'll take that. And then winning on 3s. Trying to kill it before it happens. So 2 at -3.
Can't do anything about it. Damage.
So first D6, 5, second D6, 5. So 2.
Wow. Smoke check.
So the heavy bolters into the
Gaunts?
Yep. Yeah, we're just gonna go with Gaunts because I can't remember the first part. Hitting on 5s. So 4, 5 hits. Man, I really gotta get rid of that thing. And then we're on. So 5 dead.
5 dead.
Now, and Juice.
Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, so there were 3 here and then 1 was in cover. Could he take a 6-up on
No,
shot?
the whole unit has to be.
So these guys stepped out of combat with the ugly bug. These 3 rocket launchers are free to shoot at him. So they are hitting on 3s. Not rerolling because Guilliman's going to go deal with those 2 ugly mugs. And then wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, -3.
-4 weapon vulnerables.
Oh, D6. I'll take that 4.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, you get those things.
I'll take those 3. So will you move him down to 6 wounds, please, good sir?
Juice, you need to stop. And then, so the Ultramarines, like I said, they can move out and shoot just at -1. So this lieutenant's going to shoot at him, hitting on 3s. Is that correct? No, I'll just keep it. And then winning on 5s. Nope. And then the last missile launcher shooting at him, missed. So I say Guilliman's going to come in here and kill both of these. Juice thinks I'm wrong, but you know, he's got the Emperor's sword, Juice. So he's going to shoot here, hitting on 2s, re-rolling because he's himself. And then wounding on 5s, I believe.
5s.
Oh wow, re-rolling because he's himself. There we go. So 5 -2.
4 -2.
Yep,
4 weapon vulnerables. These are 2 damage each.
They are. So 6
So
wounds.
6. Hold on one second. I'm just debating. You're about to charge in. I have 6 command points left. I will command point re-roll this one. 4 wounds.
Sorry, Guilliman will do the rest. So Kronos is going to put in a little help. He's going to shoot his 2 last cannons there. Hit on 2s. Both hit. And wounding on 3s. Both wound. -4. You get your...
4 weapon vulnerables. Damn it.
Ooh, 2d6 wounds.
Don't get to 8. 7.
I will command point this.
1. Ah.
10. And then see if I get my command point back. No.
See if I blow up. I do. Let's converse to the book. Damn it, I am just... So he does lash out. I do get excited sometimes because I'm like, oh, I'll always wound myself to hurt someone else. But sure enough, it's not 6 inches, it's only 3. So I only lash out to myself. So he gone, and he does D3 mortal wounds to my guys. So we'll just go here, and he will go there. Yes, 11.
So Guilliman is going to charge the Hive Tyrant.
Okay. So wounding on
toughness 6.
4s. Okay. I will heroically intervene.
Okay. We'll just go ahead and roll this. He's got 6 attacks. He's going to go into the Hive Tyrant. So hit on 2s. Rerolling. I'll hit. And then he's strength 8 because of the sword, so 3s. Rerolling the wound. So these two 6s do D3 mortal wounds on top of it. So we'll go ahead and roll those. I'll command point this one. So that's 5 mortal wounds. See if I get my command point back. I do. So 5 mortal wounds and 6.
And 5. He only had 6 total attacks. You missed, or miswounded with 1, right?
No.
Wounded with everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 up and vulnerables. These are D6 each.
They're base 3 each.
Base 3. So it doesn't matter if I roll either. He's gone.
He's gone.
Wow. Unbelievable. So let's see if he lashes out. He does not.
You want to command point that?
Unbelievable. So he is gone. But I'm not done. I get to swing
He's
here.
not scared?
Do you see him?
Okay, alright.
Alright, he swung.
Good turn for the Ultramarines. Put a couple wins on them. Took out the big bads over here. And shot off a lot of Hormagaunts on there.
Termagants, yeah.
Termagants.
And just so everybody knows, I am burning 2 command points to keep this guy alive because he is going to give me a point there. To override that, he is objective security.
It's rude.
This feels a little weird. I only have 3 command points left at the beginning of my turn 2. Normally, I usually have a few more than that, but it is all to the good. So here we go. I liked burning this. I was able to pick up 3 progressive points this turn, so I'm already 1 up on Daniel. So that's great. We'll bring in our other unit that are our Rippers. We'll go ahead and bring them into play, and it'll be time to get our Spore Mines involved to finally pick up the Fire Raptor and potentially that Razorback over there. As you can see, we have utilized Metabolic Overdrive one more time. Was able to roll I rolled a 5 or 6, can't remember. I rolled a 6, moved 18 inches, and they are going to explode all over the Rhino and that. But way before that happens, we're going to go ahead and try to take this Joker over with my man way back here. He is going to try to cast this. Looking for a 7. I do get it. I need to roll 3d6 over your leadership. It's worth saying. I can't remember if you're an 8 or a 9, whether or not I use a command point. He is a leadership 9, so command point reroll. I do have it. I have 1 command point left. He is mine. So now we're going to start it out with the 4 48-inch missiles to Guilliman. All the heavy bolters are going to go also to Guilliman. Nope, they're out of range. I'm sorry. So we'll do some heavy bolters here. Another set of heavy bolters here, and this thing to there, to Guilliman. I don't get to reroll.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 4s though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 1.
So 1, and then 3 up inbound. I will command point that.
Yeah, you will. 2. What did I
Let's
say?
see if I get my command point back. Nope.
But you didn't waste that dice for me because it is 4 wounds. Woo! Fire Raptor for the win! Woo! I need to bring Fire Raptors all the time.
You know, it's
Gosh,
rude.
Fire Raptors are so good. So we're going to continue the slaughter with heavy bolter. 1 swat of heavy bolters here. Five ups.
So no, 4 ups because they have chemicals.
Oh, okay. 1. I have 10 shots to the Razorback. 2.
2 5 ups. So he's.
I think it's just -1.
The Avenger.
Yeah.
This minus 2.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So, it's 2 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last heavy bolter squad to the squad of 4 or 5 snipers that Telion's in. Ooh. Yep, there it is. I was like, that was a good amount of hits. Dice come right back.
2 die. So Juice killed Guilliman with my Fire Raptor. Let's see if he comes back. That's a 3, so I'll command point that. And that's a 2. So sad days in the kingdom.
Happy days in the kingdom.
For you.
Yeah. I don't believe now you get to reroll that anymore because Guilliman is no longer. He's with the Emperor.
No, just stop.
Really trying to make sure I don't limp dick here on as the terminology and not get all three of my fire for effect kills here. So I'm going to start here. Biovore, I have 2 of them in 48-inch range. So I'm looking for a hit. I do. And I'm looking for anything but a 1. And I do. That'd be D3 mortal wounds.
Yep. See if I get to shoot you. Command point. Yeah, it's 2 for this. Okay, so it goes off, and I will shoot
Yes,
at
sir.
him. It's 3, and he missed. And unfortunately, Big Daddy Smurf is not around.
No more Smurfette. So then we're going to go from shooting still. We're going to go the other Biovore. We're going to 1 for 1 try to get this scout. That is a miss. I get a Spore Mine. The next one, that is a hit. And that is another. That would be D3 mortal wounds. So I've killed now 2 units. The Hive Tyrant over here is going to just double down. Sometimes you don't fill 3-up saves. And he's going to double down and shoot 24 strength 6 shots. 6, 12, 18, 19, 20. Grabbing 4 more at this remaining 3. And sometimes you just don't roll a bunch of 1s and 2s to hit. Some people get a little overzealous and like, why don't you double split your fire? This, no. In 40k and 8th edition, shoot something till it's dead. All right, Daniel, you now have to make, looks like around 8. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. It took every bit of him and all I did was get to 3. So, I mean, that's why you really want to double down.
And I don't think
Oh, yeah.
1 will be able to get back
Okay,
up.
see if he does.
No. So they're all 3 dead?
That is all 3 of my units for fire for effect. I was also able to get Lead from the back and Vanguard in this turn 2. That phase is done. The Hive Guard clutch money shot and did 4 wounds over to this Razorback, which now at the end, the end of the shooting phase, now it's time into the assault. Into the charge phase now because we're going to blow up these guys. Nothing you can do about it, just as long as they're within 3 inches at the end of the charge phase. So here we go. They all have the same stats, even though 5 of them are meiotic spores and the other one is a mucilid. They both have the same chart to roll on. So I have 3 blowing up here and 3 blowing up there. So 1s are bad. This is really good. So this is a D6 mortal wounds. We'll go ahead and roll him first. So 2 mortal wounds and a total of 6 mortal wounds, good sir.
Wow. So I can't save any of that, but we can see if it blows up.
Yep.
It does not.
Okay, so next, 3 more at this. 1 is bad. I'm actually not even going to burn the command point yet. See what this is? That is 6 mortal wounds, 7 mortal wounds with 2 dudes.
Turns out that's enough.
Yep.
See if he blows up.
There is a Magus over there. You could
we'll
potentially
command
wound.
point. No. Okay. So both of them gone.
Unreal. That's the type of turn 2 that this army will have. I hit you real hard turn 1. Turn 2, I just capitalized. And I was able to do all that with just 1 Hive Tyrant instead of multiple. Just as a quick recap, we've only got Daniel's got 2 Razorbacks left and 2 Space Marines. Some random scouts, and that's it. It is, and this guy is at a -1 to hit.
Yeah.
But we've looked at the board and don't care to waste anybody else's time. We're just calling it here.
Yeah.
Daniel, what an absolutely amazing game.
Next time I won't bring a fire raptor for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, well, guys, you know what to do at this point. To get all the juicy details of today's Beats Lab Battle Report breakdown, you got to head on over to longwar.net. Become a veteran of the Long War today. If you are seeing this, it's not Adepticon, and you're going and you're playing in the champs, you might want to listen because I'm going to talk details about my list, what I plan on facing. So if you plan on trying to maybe face me, you'll have some insight. See you then.